Good morning again, and thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for visiting. I hope that you've had a great Thanksgiving time with your family and your friends. I sure hope that there was lots of love and lots of sharing and lots of good, happy moments with your family that you've had. First, I'd like to start off with saying that yes, I did spend some time with my family as well, and we did have um, quite a good time. Very different now that we have this situation going on in the whole planet, but nonetheless, the love and everything was there and it was shared all around. So I'd like to come with you today just, so you can see me and you can tell that I'm still around, obviously. There's lots of things going on. Um, there's lots of energies coming in. I think I've mentioned this earlier before. And we're slightly moving closer and closer to a phase where the energies are just going to be very apparent from one person to the next. As I've said before, you're going to start seeing the 3D breakdown in front of you, and it will make itself manifest the things that you probably didn't see before. So I want you to keep an open mind. I want you to keep an open heart. I want you to go and explore the things that were there but that are different now a second time around and see for yourself. Personally, when I come across negative people, they're dark. They emit an energy that isn't pleasant for you to be around, and I still have to interact with this. And the more I do interact with it, the more I understand how it feels to have a positive feeling with positive people. It's an amazing feeling. And then how to have those kind of experiences with those that are probably not aligned. I wouldn't say dark, but maybe they're just not aligned with the things that you believe in. And that creates a barrier and a rift, but we still have to all coexist because we're sharing this one single planet for all of us. I remember a few years back, and the highlight of my life must have been 2019 because I felt so many experiences during that year that it was amazing. It was just absolutely amazing. I remember in 2020, I believe, I think it was definitely during this Thanksgiving time in 2019, and it was a very crazy experience. It was January. I think we were just into 2020. It was January, and sometime around 4 or 5 o'clock, I still saw, and all of us, while I was working, we looked out while we were leaving to go home that night. I think it was a Monday, and we still saw the halo of the sun mid January at 5 p.m., and it was there for everyone to see. And I think it only happened for about 3 days where we went out and we saw the sun. And then afterwards, we stopped seeing the sun out at that time. And then we went through spring and everything else. And that experience has always stuck with me because I wasn't the only one that saw it. A lot of us saw it. So there's a lot of talking of, the earth is flat or the earth is round. There's a lot of talk of, we have two suns. And all that could be correct, but it's information that's known, but you have to experience it and you have to really go through a process where you understand that. And it was a crazy story that I have to tell you because otherwise I'd be sitting here blabbing about the same things. Let me remind you of something. There's nothing new to talk about. All the experiences and all the information that I've given you, and I'm going to just restrict myself to maybe giving out important informations. But now I'm going to talk a little bit more about myself so that we can all share, at least in experience, the things that I have, so you can say, well, I've had a similar experience like that before. Another experience that I've had that was just nuts. I saw this Pleiadian woman standing in front of me. So I was sitting in my car, and I have a special place where I used to go to. I don't go there anymore because what happens is there's people out there that are just programmed to suck energy out of things. There's maybe even a family member or friend that when you're around them, when you feel great and full of energy, they just always happen to come around at that time, or they have something pulls them towards you in some way or another, and they just drain your energy, and they just kind of suck the life out of you. And this specific place where I used to be was started to get tainted with that kind of negativity because of the experiences that I was having. It caused them to want to be around me because they wanted to see things that they couldn't see for themselves that I could see for myself. Jesus. It's okay. So I am going to explain what happened. I was in the car, and I got out of the car and I looked in a certain direction. There was this Pleiadian woman standing right in front of me. Now, you're only going to get images of the experiences that you've had. So let's say that you're online and you're looking at Pleiadian images of people that draw them because, they could imprint their faces on you through their, like a picture frame. You can see them, right? You might see a couple, you might see a man and a woman. You might see it as a picture frame. And what I saw was just a woman, but I used the images available to me online so that she can present herself to me in that way. So I saw this woman. She was transparent, and I could still make out that her whole body was there. And she was coming towards me. And at a certain point, she just disappeared and she wasn't there anymore. And then I saw something very peculiar that I don't think is rational to think about. But I saw a white furry bobcat. And they're very rare around this area. The area where I was. The area where I was, there's birds, there's animals. Every once in a while, you see a family of deer just strolling by. Very nature-like, very grounding. And it's not too far off from where I used to live. In any case, I saw the bobcat prints. I saw this woman, and I was completely impressed by this. And I've had several experiences in this area that they're very unique, but because of the circumstances that we have, because of COVID that is keeping us separated and it keeps us in a place where we can't quite communicate openly about certain things, this is a good medium for us to share. And a lot of YouTube videos that I watch online do focus on the things that are positive. And these are things that I completely enjoy because we're all connected. We're all connected, and it's a universal positive mind, a universal good energy that surrounds all of us. And in one moment in time, we're all just going to be in the same frequency, and we already are in the same frequency. And this is going to get us together where we think alike and we do want the positive things in our lives to manifest themselves so that they can become real. So I bring out these stories for everybody because it's sharing. It's beingness of it all that unites us. So there's no reason to hold back on these experiences. Besides, I do feel like sharing today for you guys. So I saw this bobcat, and I never Googled or searched to see if this was something that was peculiar. But this Pleiadian woman was there. She was looking at me. The energies in 2019 were very, very interesting because it was a nice, grand shift. And I think we've all experienced it. um, it feels the way I feel right now. And this is an experience that I think for everybody is important. Okay? So as we move through this, we're going to remember things that we've forgotten about. And we're going to recall things that we've, in the past, have remembered or have made faint memories of, but we are going to remember more of these experiences. Let's see. Okay, I'm at about 10 minutes now. So, another experience that I've had in that very same place was um, a spacecraft was there, and it just shot this energy of love to me that it was amazing. I felt it's almost like an adrenaline shot. I felt someone give me an adrenaline shot, and I just woke up, and it just started waking me up and waking me up and waking me up. Since then, since that moment, because I asked for a sign, can you give me a sign? Are you really there? Boom. And they showed themselves there. And as I sat in my car, because it's like wild turkeys, if you go outside this time around, turkeys will attack you. So I've seen them around the car. The wild animals, I don't get close to them. You never know because they have their young calf, and they might attack you too. Mothers and their children. That's a very deep connection. So I usually stay, and it's safe to be around, but just because I've stuck around that area for a while, at any given time, you never know what creature might pop out of whichever bush or tree lining the sides of the road, etc. So they shot me with this energy, and it was a yellow ball of light, and it was just amazing how I felt because it's how I feel right now, but it's a feeling that's was experienced first of all there and then at that time, and is a good example of how is it I feel now about this whole situation. In any case, I'm going to talk more about these experiences. I'm going to try and remember them, but more than anything, I want to remember the energy of how everything feels before I put out any words or any videos about this, because I've since just I stopped writing about certain things because I want to go more with the feeling of it, and I will probably jot some things down. But I feel now that it's just not what I want to do. I don't want to write anything. I just want to hop in here, try to look my best and explain my experiences so that we can all share with each other and we can all go through this together. And, bring on the ascension, bring on the process of us staying healthy, eating healthy, using positive technology to keep ourselves in good shape so that our aura and our auric bodies and our physical bodies can withstand this new energy that's coming in so we can advance and we can become better and greater. I believe one of the things that was said was that we need to start eating healthy, right? One of the things, and the second thing I believe that was said was that we need to, our manifesting abilities will become easier as we go through this, okay? And that's how I interpret it. There was something there, but I believe it really was that manifesting ability that was set to us that is going to enhance. Now, as a correlation to this, there is and I could talk about the negative part of how we're defeating um, the darkness in the planet, but I choose personally not to go that route. I want to stay in the positive agenda of things. Unless I feel it's imminent or important that something needs to go out because it just needs to manifest itself out there so that others can become aware of a situation that might affect everybody. But I am going through my battle with darkness as everyone is going through, and it's a little personal. And I don't want to give the dark any ideas of the things that they do to me that they might then do to you unaware, and then fall into one of their traps where they're trying to suck in at your energy. They want to suck in. They want to. They know that you're like a battery, and all they want to do is just take your energy very subtly, corral you in a situation where you're going to be drained of energy, and it takes time for you to recharge and come back to normal. Like for me, sometimes they just do these things at night where I just can't have any good sleep. And then they brag about it in the next morning while I'm at work or while I'm doing things in their own negative, nasty way. So this is at least an example of the things that I have to deal with on a daily basis. But it doesn't bother me either way. But with that said, I'm going to leave this video with you guys. I hope and wish you the best for everybody. And I'm going to hop on again when I have a chance and when I have the right type of vibration and energy to relate information to you. So you have a good rest of your morning, and thanks for watching. Take care.